welcome to another video. So another week, another vid, some Utes encounters. If you haven't seen my videos before, go check them out. This week the Ute gets a new front diff, completely new front diff. So Ute's sitting up there, obviously up on the ramp after the hectic weekend. I only got back and it's Wednesday, so a bit at the partners. But this week we're going to get into this. Give this damn chassis diff a good clean up and a scrub. So I've got to go in this side and fix an inner axle seal that's leaking. So I'll put a new one of them in. I'll put new CVs in both sides. I'll just make sure everything is good, full of grease, all that. So thing is long with. Let's get into this. So that is that done. Went in, fixed her inner axle seal, one of these cheeky little buggers. So yeah, wasn't actually leaking. It's actually the grease was, I don't know, grease that always lets oil out sometimes. So I think it's when the grease melts, I guess. This is when it turns to liquid. But anyway, that's this side done. As you've seen, I cut the brake line because they're a pain in the ass to undo. The front diff under the Ute, obviously, because I only finished building the car last year, I will be putting my brake lines on this housing. It's also why I haven't put the hub back on, because even though I've had a wheel bearing kind of like, I don't know what the wheel bearing does, I'll have a look at it, but I'm putting my rotors and calipers on this diff because I've got upgraded calipers on the Ute. I've got Hilux calipers which bolt straight on. If you're in the 60 world, you know what that little mod is. So I'll be putting my flexi lines, my chassis, the diff, flexi. I'm pretty much just going to replace all this with mine because these lines look a little bit twisted in here. They look like they might have like twisted a bit too much, so I'll just replace it with all mine. I am going to go in and clean this one up because I also plan on having one sparkling clean one. Well, not sparkling clean, but clean. So I'll go in, I'll pull this hub off, and I'll just use 2 jacks. I'll sit it on the floor on them 2 jacks. I'll roll the ute in here. I'll take my bull bar off because it's only held on by 2 bolts. If you haven't seen that video, go check that out. Why it's only held on with 2 bolts. But yeah, it's not even midday. It's 11:01. So yeah, I might even have this diff in this Arvo, but I've got, yeah, I might even book a wheel alignment for tomorrow Arvo, because again I'm putting all my tie rods on this housing, because again all mine are brand new last year. These ones are all like perished, the rubbers have all split, so I do not trust them. Well, you can also see like they've been undone to get whacked. So I'll grab my ball joint splitter out and I'll do that. That arm is actually bent, so yeah. But anyway, might actually roll this out of the way and I'll clean up my mess. So there we go. I didn't exactly time lapse pulling it out because it's just all you're going to see on the time lapse of me pulling it out is me sitting on the car and laying on the car in different spots, like under the suspension, under your U-bolts, under your sway bar, under your diff breather, under your tail shaft, and you know, all that normal crap. I still undone the pivot off the box. Well, not the pivot, the ball joint, the drag link end. So that's a drag link, and then you get a tie rod between the wheels. So I've always had an issue with this front breather. So that was my other issue with this, is I have a feeling that this is clogged. Front diff is just like pissing out oil of the pinion as well. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's also why I'm changing this diff. I put the diff in, when I put the diff in this car, we checked the ring gear bearings, the main carrier bearings. We didn't check the pinion bearing, which are like there and in there. That's where that noise is coming from. It's coming out of the back of the pinion bearing. So anyway, we'll get this thing, get all the stuff I need swapped over. I'm going to swap all the brake lines over to that housing. The housing's going to go in without any wheels on it. My lovely little Bluetooth overhead makes this very easy. So that is rated to 3 ton, so it's kind of easy for it to pick up the front of the car. When we first put that in, I picked up my whole cruiser, so I know it'll take the weight of the whole car. I've had motors hang off it overnight, so I know it's strong enough. I've also got a 2.5 ton, I think that's rated for. I know, I'll have a look at that. 3 meter. I know, it's rated for something decent, so I've picked heavier than cars up. But anyway, we'll get into swapping all this over and we'll get it back under and we'll get it booked in for a wheel alignment. Back again. So there we go, the new diff is under and sway bar's out. Aftermarket upgraded sway bar. Got to put that back in. So it's in. U-bolts are just done up. You need a compressor in the background letting air out slowly. Still to fix that damn leak. Now I got to go over this diff. I might put it up on the bench. That way I can pull. I've got to pull the wheels off so I can get to the tire rods to pull them off. The brake lines are already switched over. So got a bit to do. Still got a fair bit to servo. So kind of getting sore, but I'm not going to stop. Gotta keep going because I kind of need this car in a couple of days. So the joys of half breaking your daily. But luckily I had the spares sitting around. I've been wanting to swap this diff out for a few weeks now. That was going to be on the list after the bull bar, but it jumped the queue. So also got to put the old sliders back on it because I'm acquiring them again. So I was going to make a new set again, get rid of these steps which were half dodged up for when I broke my leg. So I'll put the old sliders back on it. One less thing I have to rebuild. So apart from that, we need to give this puppy a wash. It's covered in dirt. So yeah, anyway, let's get into it. Right, so it's the next morning now. Old diff's over there, new diff's in. Before I packed up last night, ended up getting that hub, new bearings, and on. Fought around because you have to, for your calipers, because I'm running a Hilux caliper, you have to massage your dust covers, I guess you call them, the backing plates. So on these ones, I originally just cut like a heap off them, top and bottom. So they've got mass clearance like on that. Like they've got heaps of clearance. So, whereas compared to like this one, well, it's not any. But so I have to cut like 5mm off the top and 5mm off the bottom. I forgot to do that to that one. And I put the rotor on, and he's like, "Why don't the caliper fit?" That's right. But anyway, we'll get into this. It's booked in the servo for a wheel alignment, so we'll get her all together, and then after a wheel alignment, I'll give it a wash because damn, it's dusty. So it's literally, we've literally just come back from the weekend. So a lot of dust, a lot of dirt roads and dust. I'll also take it straight off that because it didn't sit on the gantry overnight. It sat on stands. I just rolled it forward. I've literally just rolled it back so I can get in here. So let's make some more of a mess. Wow, there we go. It's all back together. The only thing I've got to do is plug in the light bars. So she's on. Bull bars are sturdy as a destroyed bull bar can be. Booked in for a wheel lump and servo, so that will literally be the complete front end rebuild. Or I wouldn't call it a rebuild because I swapped it. So well, that's that done. The other thing I gotta do is give this thing a wash, and that'll probably be tomorrow before I head back to the partners. So don't forget, we've got more 60 content coming. We're going to start ripping into this shortly. The only other thing I've really got to do is my bull bar, and then it'll literally be all content hopefully on this. Yeah, but don't forget, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps us out a lot. Cheers for watching. Catch you in the next one. Yeah.